Why Brad Pitt still hasn't proposed to Ines de Ramon, and why it's so much more than just cold feet. In the realm of Hollywood royalty, where relationships are often fleeting and the concept of forever seems more like a movie tagline than a commitment, Brad Pitt stands as both a romantic icon and a cautionary tale. The man once dubbed the sexiest man alive multiple times over has, in recent years, become more than a tabloid figure. He's become a study in emotional aftermath, introspection, and resilience. Since his highly publicized split from Angelina Jolie, a divorce that turned into one of the most complex and drawn-out legal battles in recent memory, Pitt has been noticeably guarded, especially when it comes to love. And now, even as he quietly builds a life with Ines de Ramon, a woman who, by many accounts, has brought light back into his world, he has yet to take the next step. The question that looms over the glittering yet shadowed landscape of his life is simple but weighted. Why hasn't Brad Pitt proposed? According to a recent exclusive from People magazine, Pitt and Ines de Ramon have been living together for over a year. Their relationship, insiders say, is stable, intimate, and deeply affectionate. Ines, a jewelry designer with a quiet charm and grounded presence, is said to be the emotional anchor Pitt didn't realize he needed. After years of public scrutiny, custody battles, and soul-searching, Brad has found someone who gives him peace, a rare currency in the world he inhabits. Yet when marriage is mentioned, Brad reportedly changes the subject, deflects with humor, or alludes darkly to the wreckage of his past. As one source told In Touch Weekly, the divorce with Angelina left a deep scar. It shook his faith, not just in love, but in the institution of marriage itself. It's not hard to understand. For nearly a decade, Pitt's life was entangled in legal briefs, expert testimonies, and endless tabloid speculation. The battle with Jolie wasn't just about property or custody. It became a symbol of how even the most beautiful love stories can turn into high-stakes courtroom wars. According to Business Insider, both Pitt and Jolie spent over $1 million each in legal fees alone, not to mention the emotional toll that can't be measured in dollars. This wasn't just a breakup. It was a dismantling. But time moves forward, and so does love. Ines, though once married herself, does not carry the same scars. At 34, she represents a new chapter, hopeful, sincere, and ready to build a future. She wants to be Mrs. Pitt, the source added. And she's not going to wait around forever. It's not just Ines who's gently pressing Brad for commitment. His inner circle, especially George and Amal Clooney, are reportedly nudging him toward marriage. The Clooneys, close confidants of Pitt's for years, have welcomed Ines with open arms and see her as the best thing that's happened to Brad in a long time. They think he's crazy not to lock this down, another insider shared. Brad says he wants to spend his life with her, so what is he waiting for? And truly, what is he waiting for? To understand Pitt's hesitation is to grasp the emotional residue of an 8-year legal war with someone he once called the love of his life. At 60, Pitt is no longer the carefree heartthrob of Legends of the Fall. He's a man who has seen the darker side of love, how it can uplift but also unravel, how it can nourish and destroy. The idea of entering another legal binding, another potential heartbreak, is not just daunting, it's terrifying. But love, by its very nature, is a gamble. And if those close to Pitt are to be believed, Ines is not a risk, she's a rescue. Before her, he was just surviving, said a friend. Now, he's living again. It's a delicate balance, honoring the lessons of the past, while not allowing them to sabotage the future. Pitt is known for his introspective nature, often delving deep into art, architecture, and philosophy in his free time. He's not a man who rushes. But perhaps in this moment, the true act of courage isn't restraint. It's surrender. Brad Pitt's hesitation is also emblematic of a broader conversation happening across generations. For many who have weathered failed marriages, especially high-conflict divorces, the question becomes not, do I love again, but can I trust love again? It's a question that speaks to more than just romantic longing. It touches on vulnerability, ego, shame, and healing. If Pitt does propose, it won't be a grand public gesture. It won't be staged for cameras or orchestrated for headlines. It will likely be quiet, intimate, and deeply meaningful, a choice not of spectacle but of sincerity. And if he doesn't, then perhaps the tragedy isn't just losing Ines. It's confirming that even after all the growth, the therapy, and the healing, some wounds were never allowed to fully close. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt finalized divorce after 8 years, citing irreconcilable differences. According to People, Angelina Jolie has officially signed the divorce agreement on December 30th, ending the prolonged 8-year legal battle with Brad Pitt. 8 years ago, Angelina Jolie filed for divorce. She and the children walked away from all shared assets with Brad Pitt, choosing instead to focus on healing and finding peace as a family. This was just one part of an 8-year journey. Angelina is exhausted, but she feels a sense of relief that it's finally over. Her attorney, James Simon, told People. Sources close to the matter emphasize that throughout this ordeal, Angelina has never spoken ill of Brad Pitt in public. Instead, she chose to focus on rebuilding her life with her 6 children after a deeply challenging period. Jolie initially filed for divorce on September 19, 2016, citing that she and the children had been subjected to abuse by Pitt during a flight. However, Brad Pitt was not charged, as there was insufficient evidence to pursue a case. 4 months later, the former couple issued a joint statement confirming that they had reached a divorce agreement and would refrain from publicly discussing the matter further. Both parties and their legal teams have signed an agreement to protect the family's privacy and keep all court documents sealed. They have hired a private judge to make the necessary legal decisions and swiftly resolve any remaining issues, the statement read. Prior to the 2017 confidentiality agreement, Jolie and Pitt had engaged in tense negotiations, primarily revolving around custody of their 6 children. By 2019, the court had officially declared both actors legally single. For years, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie have remained entangled in ongoing legal disputes, not only over the custody of their children, but also over ownership of the $164 million Chateau Miraval vineyard in the south of France. In 2022, Pitt filed a lawsuit against Jolie, alleging that she had unlawfully sold her shares of Chateau Miraval without his consent. Jolie countersued, claiming that her ex-husband was waging a, quote, vindictive war against her. The legal saga continues into this year. Jolie's legal team has publicly presented evidence alleging domestic abuse and accused Pitt of covering up his actions. In response, Pitt's camp is preparing to release a written agreement they say proves Jolie violated contractual obligations by unilaterally selling her 50% stake in the estate. Hollywood legal experts have dubbed the Pitt-Jolie legal battle, including the divorce and the Miraval dispute, a sensational legal odyssey that continues to captivate the public and industry insiders alike.